Hey guys, Ponce here on the public test realm. Today I thought I'd just bring you a brief preview of some of the new items and item changes that are going on over here on the test realm. They've been available for like a week or two, but I figure I may as well go over them now. Um, I don't know when this patch is coming out. Probably a week or two from now, and currently it's what June, or I mean July the 21st, if I recall correctly. So yeah, it shouldn't be too much longer until this patch comes. This is a Lucian patch, of course, and I expect these items to go live. But yeah, mainly there are two new items, and I'm going to go over a couple item changes. So first off, let's just go over this new thing here called Spellbreaker. I'll just read off the basic stats for you, even though you can read them yourself. So I'm going to read it as well. Plus 40 attack damage, 25 magic resist, 25% crit chance, and it gives tenacity like all other tenacity items, and it has basically the same absorbing shield thing when you take a lot of damage from a magical source. It's exactly the same as Mob Malmortius in that regards. The stats are the same. But this is sort of a more defensive, I guess, kind of crit-based item. Off the top of my head, I mean, I don't play too many crit-based characters, so I don't know who I'd personally build this item on. But it seems kind of like more of an assassin-y type character who happens to need a bit of a tanky stat and maybe some tenacity. They seem to be slowly increasing the number of tenacity items in games, so that's always good having tenacity options because CC is annoying as well, something really annoying. Um, yeah, so that's that. I'll show you what it builds out of, incidentally. This thing here, it builds out of a Hex Drinker and a Blade, or Avarice Blade. So yeah, probably an assassin type champion who needs, a bit of probably CC Redux, and, maybe a shield to survive. It's possible it might work on Zed on certain instances. I just happen to pick Zed for no particular reason for this game to show you guys this stuff. But yeah, let's move on to the next item, which is this thing I bought here, Specters Cowl. So this thing is an early game magic resist item. It's 200. It builds out of a ruby crystal and a negatron cloak, and it gives 200 health, 45 magic resist, and the passive reads grants 15 health regen per 5 seconds for up to 10 seconds after taking damage from an enemy champion. So basically, you can think of it almost like every time a champion hits you, you gain 30 health over the next, well, you gain 30 health back, which gets modified by some other stuff. But yeah, it's, I don't know, kind of like almost reminds me a bit of the old Locket item, if any of you guys remember that. I mean, it's obviously not that powerful. Like, that item was just stupid, which is why it was taken out of the game. But it's sort of an interesting source of pseudo healing. And another source of basically early magic resistance. Like, if you want to build early game magic resistance. Oh, by the way, there's a new icon. So this is Abyssal Scepter, because I know someone's going to ask, what's that icon up there? But some items have new icons. But yeah, there's not a lot, it seems like, you can do with early game magic resistance. I mean, maybe sometimes you can build stuff out of null magic mantle, but especially as a top laner, I felt my options are fairly limited. So this is kind of an interesting option, if you're facing, like, say, fairly tanky, not necessarily low damage, but consistent damage AP top laner. It might be an interesting option to go early. So this thing is now what builds into, you need to build into Spirit Visage, which incidentally has new stats, as you can see. It now gives 400 health, 55 magic resistance, 20 HP per 5, cooldown reduction, and it still has that old, healing increase passive thing. So if I recall correctly, the old Spirit Visage used to have health regen. I mean the really old Spirit Visage from way back in like season 1 or whatever the hell that was. I could be mistaken, but so it's kind of neat, and I guess it's sort of resembling the old what was that item called? The old magic resist item. It was the stand-in. Everyone was pissed off that they removed it because it had health regen. I can't remember. I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments what the exact name was, but you guys probably know. If any of you guys played in season 2, you know what I'm talking about. Other than that, that's pretty much. Oh yeah. Okay. Also, I guess Banshee's Veil is now slightly different because it builds out of Specter's Cowl. which kind of makes sense. I mean, it was always sort of a weird thing to have to build Banshee's Veil out of a catalyst. That felt always kind of awkward to me. This makes a bit more sense now. So kind of these three, or basically two new items, should shake up sort of what your MR itemization a bit. Incidentally, they changed MR a little bit more in the sense that Bulwark no longer exists. So yeah, look up, Bulwark does not exist. I have to go like this. Oops. Aegis of the Legion now actually just builds into Lock of the Iron Solari. So I just let you, show you the stats now. Basically, they mush together the two items, which is sort of, neat, I guess. Bulwark was great, but I always find it kind of annoying as a support, having to pick between the two things. So now, I don't know, I guess more options is always good, but they were both really important support items. So now I guess, I can just get this, and, support, I'm pretty happy. Yeah, that's all I have to say about the new items. There's some other minor changes here and there, if I recall correctly, but these are the things I felt were pretty important. So yeah, I hope you guys found that informative, and you can start thinking about, what you might want to build these new items on, or what champions, what situations you might want to. I don't really have any answers for you right now. I mean, I suppose I could theorize a bit, but I don't want to do that. So yeah, this has been Ponce with the brief new item / item change preview for the Lucian patch. I live stream every weekday, typically in the mornings or sometimes in the evening. So you can always just follow me at @Ponce_LOL on Twitter, or go either to the links in the description below. Those are linked to my live stream. You can follow me there if you're so inclined. But see you around. Thanks for watching.